Society is the greatest story ever told. And like all great stories, it begins with a question. Who are we? But society doesn't ask that question the way a single self does. A self can wonder, weep, can wrestle with its own contradictions in silence. A society must answer it aloud. It must proclaim itself in law, in language, in architecture, in anthem. It must create rituals, symbols, punishment, and reward. It must assign value to bodies, define roles, name enemies, canonize myth, and call it normal. That's society's first sin, the illusion of normal, as if billions or millions or thousands or hundreds of cells, infinite in experience and variation, could ever be contained by a single code of conduct. But society is not built to hold the infinite. Society is built to function. And in that function, the infinite must be shaped, curved, contained, organized, sometimes inspired, often weaponized. Because society, for all its institutions and ideals, it's just a mirror held up to the collective self. And a mirror, no matter how clean, cannot reflect what the light refuses to touch. So it reflects what it's taught to reflect. And it repeats what it's taught to repeat. And in doing so, it either liberates or limits. That is the tension at the heart of all civilizations. A war between the selves who want to be free and the selves who need control. And that war is not ancient. It's now. It's coded into policy. It's echoed in protests. It's buried in budgets and stitched into school curriculums. It's a quiet war. Behind the loud noise of daily life, most people do not see this war. They are too close to it, too bound to the norms they were born into to ever question them. That's what makes society so powerful. It convinces you it is reality when it is only a framework built by other selves, most of whom are long dead, some of whom were never even worthy of the power they had. Yet, their ideas live on in laws, in lies, in legacies. This is what we inherit. So let us begin again, not with what society is, but with what it was meant to be. Not with who it serves, but who it should elevate. Not with the myth of civilization, but with the truth of power. That whoever shapes the framework shapes the future. And that it's time for a new kind of self to pick up the pen. This is the war for the soul of society. And it's not fought with armies, it's fought with influence. It's not waged with violence, though violence may come. It is waged with vision, because whoever shapes the story of society shapes the soul of society. And at every level of human history, that story has been shaped by a ruling class. Whether kings or capitalists, priests or politicians, there have always been those who rise to the top, not just of wealth, but of meaning itself. And once they rise, they do what all egos do. They bend the story of society to fit themselves. This is what narcissists do. This is what manipulators do. This is what cowards with power always do. They make the world their mirror, and then they call it law. They do not lead. They step in front of. They're not builders. They're gatekeepers. And the greatest threat to them is not rebellion. It's liberation. This is why they fear the overman. Because the overman does not seek power for pleasure. The overman seeks power for the people. He does not bend reality to self. He bends self to reality until both become something greater. He does not need attention. He needs transformation. She does not demand worship. She demands that you awaken.